And we're live. It's Sunday, January 22nd, 2023. It's weird not having music, dude.
It is.
I don't
I know
like it.
we get hyped before
Yeah,
every show. And it's like,
now it's
all
like
right, now we
okay,
are live.
it's Sunday, January 22nd, 2023. This is the Pound for Pound MMA podcast, guys.
100%. This is
My name is Tabor Craig.
Yeah, my name is Mason Knight. This is episode 151, UFC 283 recap. After that, we jump to some MMA news. No preview show this week, though, due to there being no cards. So no preview. It'll be a pretty fast episode. We say that every time, and then we end up talking 45 minutes to an hour about it. But
Absolutely.
Very excited to jump into this. But before we do all that, Tabor, where do we begin?
Social media accounts, Pound for Pound MMA pod, guys. I'm going to repeat it. P for P. P4P MMA pod. Everything. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at P4P MMA pod. Guys, we also have a TikTok, YouTube shorts as well. Go follow us over there. Posting funny memes, trying to make you guys laugh. Hit us up there. Also, guys, we have a brand new Patreon. It has all of the content from all of our channels here at Tremendous Digital Network. It is one Patreon. It is called the Tremendous Digital Network. Go over there. We did a Patreon exclusive podcast after the Fight Companion last night. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did. We had my mother call in.
That was
and boy,
strange.
Yeah, just you got to go check it out. It's crazy. You probably won't see that on any other Patreon out there. I can almost guarantee that. But good time.
It was fun. It was fun. Guys, if you are watching this live, we are live streaming to Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, as well as the YouTube, guys. We need 25 subscribers to go live on our brand new Rumble. We have a brand new Rumble account, guys. A brand new channel on Rumble, P4P MMA. I'm going to drop the link in the chat here in a minute. Go follow that Rumble account. We really need all those followers. The second we hit 25, we will be live streaming to Rumble as well. We ended up live streaming to Rumble last night on our old channel. You guys can still follow that. It's going to be the Church of MMA podcast on Rumble, but we're really pushing this new one, guys. Go follow the new one so we can start live streaming over there. Once we start live streaming on the new channel, that old channel essentially is going to be dead. So follow us on the new one. I'm going to drop the link in the chats. Thank you so much for each and every single thing you guys have done so far. I mean, because of the processes we've been going through, we haven't got our YouTube money yet. We're still working on that. But because of you guys, the super chats and everything you guys have, we know that money there is in the bank and it's coming through. We think we figured it out. So if you're looking at my beautiful face right now, obviously you are looking on it with brand new 4K cameras. The quality is absolutely fantastic as Mason shakes it violently, just trying to adjust my shot. That looks so much better there. Thank you. It was bugging me too.
It was bugging me.
Yeah. But no, the quality is much better, dude. Those last cameras we had, I mean, they were all right, but they were trash compared to this. Like, this is so much fucking better. Like, just
so much better.
So much better.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, we do have the new studio, guys. All of this cost a lot of money. It was a lot. So, like, if you guys could go support us, all of the money that you guys donate through Patreon or super chats, anything like that, it gets put right back into the show. We appreciate everything you guys have done so far. But man, like, if you guys really want to support us, and you don't want to send us money, that's fine. You don't need to make donations. You don't need to send in super chats and stuff like that. It's a rough economy. But guys, we need you to share this live stream. We need to share all of our content on your social media pages. We're going to be dropping shorts this week. We're going to be dropping TikToks. If you guys see those, if you guys see the stuff that's on our Instagram, share it on your own social media profiles. That is perfectly fine with us. We're not going to be coming after you guys with any copyright stuff. Like, sharing is caring, guys. We need to push this podcast up. We have a goal for 2023. It's fairly big, but I think with your guys' help, we could hit it. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, if not 10. That's my goal for this year, guys. So we really need your help. Share our content on your social media pages, everyone.
All right. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And join the Discord too. We got a Discord server. Go and join that. Our Discord's constantly growing too. So that's cool to see. Yeah. So go and do that. Should we jump into this, Tapes?
Let's get into it. Fight Companion last night was fantastic.
So
you guys weren't there live. Go check that out. But check it out after this live stream, of course.
Yeah. Shout out to Gideon and Zach and Cash for all being on. It was really cool to see Gideon and Zach again. It had been a little while. I think they were on last year. I forget the last.
Dude, it was Halloween.
Yeah, it was Halloween of last year.
Of 2021. Yeah.
That was a great Fight Companion. Yeah, I actually went back and watched one of the clips too. So it was really cool to have them back on. Looking forward to having them on
Yeah,
again.
understandable for Zach. You know, he's a father now, 6-month-old
yeah.
baby.
Yeah, you could say understandable. Yeah, definitely.
He's definitely going through a lot of life
Yeah.
changes. Could tell it's changed him as well. So
Yeah,
congratulations to him. All the success and wishes over there. Don't slap his 6-month-old baby.
Do not do it. It's a bad move. You're not going to walk away from that one healthy.
No.
And
your family as well.
Yeah, and it's not just. I mean, if you slap a 6-month-old baby, I think everyone's after you. All right. I don't think there's a person on planet Earth that would be okay with that. So,
remember the campaign? Will Ferrell just fucking punching that baby in the face.
Yeah.
Good times.
Gosh.
Don't condone violence on babies.
Absolutely not.
No.
Unless it's in
t-shirts coming.
Yeah.
T-shirts are coming, guys. We've got some merch that we want to drop. It's gonna be pretty good. It's pretty good. We're gonna have Walking Dead merch. We're gonna have we condone violence merch, stuff like it's this merch is gonna be off the chains this year, guys. So we don't have a new Teespring yet, but that's coming very soon.
Yes,
Mason has been working very hard on designs for our merch. So it used to be church merch. What do we call this one? Pound merch.
Yeah,
get pounded merch.
Get pounded merch. Yeah, we'll name it Get Pounded.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous. Tremendous merch. That's what it is.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. Maybe there will be one merch place we get all the podcasts' merch in one spot.
That's probably a good idea
merch.
Too. Yeah, tremendous merch.
Yeah, that's coming soon, guys. But yeah, like we said, fight companion last night. We had amazing fights last night. Like I was thoroughly entertained last night's card. It was worth the $95 now.
Yeah,
what the fuck? The price changes. We haven't even talked about that.
They keep just raising them and raising them. It's crazy. I know
nobody's talking about it. Everyone's talking about
it.
The Dana slap shit, slap fight. That guy's face was swollen and almost popped. Like that's all anyone gives a shit about. I'm like, guys, like there's big news. The pay-per-views got increased to $95. Like there's gonna be 2 pay-per-views in March. It is expensive to be a UFC fan.
It really is.
I thought those fights last night were worth the money.
Oh, absolutely! Every single one of those fights were incredible. Those prelim fights were great as well. A lot of really, really good matchups. This whole card from top to bottom was just a ton of fun.
It really was. Let's start at the top as we always do. Main event of the evening: Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. The undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world, vacant belt because we had the draw in the last pay-per-view of December. Absolutely incredible fight, I would say. Absolutely incredible matchup. A lot of people were saying this was going to be mismatched either way. Like Jamal was going to be way too competitive on the feet for Glover, but Glover could go out there and take him down and smash him. This was an extremely competitive fight, but Jamal Hill, I think on all 3 judges' scorecard, had a 50-44. What rounds were 10-8s? That's what I was wondering. I didn't know if any of those were true 10-8s.
The third round, I would say, where he almost got finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was pretty gruesome. And again, we go to it. We got to talk on the side of Jamal Hill first because obviously his performance was
incredible,
bar none incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, to do what he did against Glover Teixeira, who, I mean, you look at the course of his career, the way Glover won the belt against Jan, and then obviously fighting Jerry Prochazka, going 5 hard rounds, it being back and forth. But then Jamal Hill just to go out there and absolutely dominate a legend like Glover Teixeira. And the most impressive thing about it, his takedown defense
was perfect there
phenomenal.
Towards until the 3rd round or the 4th round he got taken down.
And this guy doesn't just get mounted once by Glover Teixeira, and I thought it was a wrap. He got mounted twice and got out of it twice. I mean, goodness gracious. Jamal Hill deserves this championship, and how emotional he was after the fight. It was a beautiful thing, man. You saw him in the octagon. He's on his knees. He's giving his belt to his coaches. Emotions overwhelming him, obviously tears of joy and finally realizing that UFC championship belt. It was a great moment for the sport. And what a great way to open up a pay-per-view in 2023.
Yeah, I was so impressed with Jamal Hill striking last night. The smoothness, the technical ability to avoid getting hit by Glover's big bombs. He was literally outclassing Glover on the feet, which is something that not even Jerry Prochazka could have done in that matchup. So I am so excited to see what Jamal Hill can do now that he is on top of the mountain, now that he is defending, now that he is fighting down exclusively. I think Jamal, especially with the performance he put on last night, that was a special performance. That was a performance that not a lot of men could do, So not only did he say last night he wants to wait for Jiri, he says he's willing to wait till summertime. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
No.
So he's going to have to be fighting somebody. Like
Oh,
he's going to have to
definitely
fight like Rakic, Smith, someone like that. You know, Jan Blachowicz, Magomedov Ankalaev. We'll see. I'm sure they'll be here. They'll be back sooner before Jiri Prochazka. I cannot wait for see what happens here in the future with Jamal Hill. Like his striking ability is so clean and crisp. I don't know if there are guys in this division that can contend on the feet with him right now.
I mean, I would have to agree with that. I mean, his striking, obviously it is Glover Teixeira who is older, and Glover is not known for his striking, but nonetheless, man, I mean, he landed how many strikes on Glover Teixeira? Over 200 significant strikes. It was like 230 something. I mean, just wild over the course of 5 rounds. It was a masterclass performance. I mean, he was winning everywhere. And when he did get in those bad positions, he got out of them. I mean, you could not ask for a better performance for a championship fight, man. I mean, I'm excited for his future.
248 total strikes landed. 232 of those were significant strikes. 180 to the head, 42 to the body, 10 out of 10 to the legs, in 3 minutes and 26 seconds of control time, which is funny because Glover also had 3 minutes and 26 seconds of control time as well. And then obviously stuffed all the takedowns.
Yeah, it's just what a performance. What a performance, man.
Dude, the chin on Glover. Oh my God, to take those shots.
I think it may be the best chin I've ever seen of all time. I thought he was done like
multiple
30
times. Yeah, multiple times. I mean, he was rocked to a point where I was like, oh, it's over. Oh, it's over. And Glover's just the dog in him, man. And just the fact that he'll never go away and you can never count out Glover Teixeira. Even in that 5th round with all that damage that Jamal Hill did, when he took Jamal down in that 5th round and mounted him, I was like, uh-oh, this is a huge problem for Jamal. And he was able to get out of it. But yeah, man, super, super impressive. I'm going to be honest here, and this is going to piss off a lot of people who are from Brazil. And I'm not talking about all of Brazil, but the people who were there, I was very disappointed with the fans. Glover Teixeira has had such an incredible career in the UFC. To realize gold at his, tenured age at 41, 42 years old, to have the career that he did, and for that arena to be empty like it was an Apex was very disappointing. I was very disappointed in Brazil. He deserved far better for a send-off. He deserved that whole place to be packed while they're cheering his name while he walks out, win or lose, with just the career that he's had. So that kind of sucked to see. I understand, it was their guy and he lost, but you got to stick around and at least give the guy, what he deserves, I think. So I was disappointed. I know for me personally, I would have stayed, but that's just me. I mean, what'd you think about that? Did you really care?
Well, it's kind of what I expected with the Brazilian crowd. I'm not gonna lie, they're always wild. Like we saw after the Brandon Moreno Figueiredo fight, they were throwing beers and shit. They were very upset. I think there was 2 Brazilians won on the main card, and 2 Brazilians also lost on the main card, I believe. And I guess 3. They went 3 for 2 on the main card.
They did. They did
because Johnny Walker won as well.
Johnny Walker won, and then Andrade, and then Burns, and then I think they got a little spoiled because then when Figueiredo lost, they started freaking out.
They were pissed, and I think they were pissed at more about the stoppage and the doctor stoppage. Let's get into that later when we break that down, that fight. But yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked that the crowd was the way they were. I mean, they were gone. It was empty. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in that octagon last night when Glover Teixeira was putting his gloves down, which was really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. He's fighting in front of his home. And Glover Teixeira, like I'm going to say, because we had 2 examples of what to do and what not to do last night.
Yeah.
With retirements. Shogun should have retired a long time ago. No disrespect to him. Legend of the fucking game.
Yeah.
Legend. Future Hall of Famer. Cannot wait to see what he does in his retirement. But Glover did it right. He literally left on top. Okay, he's no longer able to win a championship fight. He's walking away like that. He's not going to keep fighting 2 or 3 more years way past his prime.
Yeah.
So I love that for Glover. I'm so happy that Glover is retiring. I'm so happy that he was able to retire on top as well. So it was beautiful, and I can't wait to see what Glover does in his retirement as well. So that kind of got outshined by everything last night. Glover lost the belt to Jamal, and now we have a new champion, so everyone's talking about that. And then you had the way the Brazilian crowd acted. I wish we had more shine on, just who Glover Teixeira was to the sport. Right
and the career that he had, too, because remember, he had that opportunity many, many years ago and fell up short. against Jones and didn't get an opportunity for almost a decade, man. And then to realize that at, 40, 41 years old, finally get that opportunity to, again, go out there, win the light heavyweight championship of the world. Again, just a really awesome story. And Glover is such a good human being. He's a good family man. And, I'm just, as an MMA fan, I'm really just proud and happy that I got to watch his career because he is one of those very influential fighters and will always be remembered by all the UFC fans. So,
yeah. So shout out to Glover. I'm excited, man. Like, who do you see Jamal Hill fighting next?
I think
is it Ankalaev?
yes, you can do one of two things, right? So, like for me, if I'm the UFC, I just give him Ankalaev. That's what I do. But we could also have the Jan Blachowicz versus Ankalaev rematch, and then the winner of that takes on Jamal Hill. Because realistically, we all know Jerry Prochaska's injury. He's not fighting in the summertime. Dude.
No.
I mean, that's great that Jamal Hill wants to fight him, and I understand that because, he was the last champ. But that's going to be a year and a half out. So we got to do this Ankalaev, Jan Blachowicz rematch, and then winner of that takes on Jamal Hill. But they should probably schedule that fight pretty soon. I would say March. But if they don't do that, then give them Ankalaev maybe in like May or June.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. Him or Jan, whoever's available first, because Ankalaev did get that knee injury in his last matchup. So,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it could be Jan.
And I think Jamal's going to take his time. I mean, he kind of took this fight on short notice. He was supposed to fight, I believe, in February against Anthony Smith. They moved it up a month, and then he had to immediately get into camp when he was kind of like slowly transitioning. Now he had to do a hard transition right into camp. So, I mean, you could say this fight was on short notice because his cardio was definitely depleted last night. He's gone 5 rounds before, and he looked tired, but he looked like a different type of tired last night, especially after being able to get back to his feet when he did get taken down and stuff like that. He was very drained, and to still land the shots that he was landing and to be able to hit the combinations he was hitting and almost finish Glover so many fucking times, dude. I cannot believe, like, I'm going to say it again. I cannot believe the toughness that was on display last night by both men, because Glover was landing bombs on Jamal too. When Jamal was getting tired and slowing down, his hands really started to slow. That's when Glover really unloaded and landed some nice counter shots and some nice overhands, but it just was not enough.
No, it definitely wasn't. But yeah, I like Ankalaev. Or not Ankalaev, but Jan Blachowicz if he can do it. So let's just do it. Let's just do that. That's what I say.
All right. Shout out to the chats. We see you guys. Thank you so much for showing up here tonight. And W said Jamal Hill, the first Dana White Contender Series champion. Yeah. Crazy. History was made multiple ways, man. We could have multiple Dana White Contender Series champions. This is actually a big sign to those Contender Series guys that are coming up. Yep. Win those fights, get into the UFC because you too do have the talent to become champ.
That's one other thing, talking about Jamal Hill that I do want to touch up on, and you did as well. But the fact that we did see another side of Hill, another wrinkle in his game, I guess, or I guess that's a negative way of saying it, but a positive is a new wrinkle, I should say, is the fact that when he was tired, he was able to fight through that. We got to see just exactly who Jamal Hill was in the octagon. Was he going to be able to overcome that fatigue, that tiredness? And he did. And he did it in one of the most impressive ways, and that's getting back up in the 5th round. So, he's a dog, man. He's a dog, and he's a champion, and he may be a champion in this light heavyweight division for a very, very long time.
Yep. Greg Long said Jamal is going to be the next MMA superstar. That was his coming out party, and I would agree with that. Superstar, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But you know what could elevate him to that superstar level for sure? Jamal Hill in a super fight. I almost call him Pantoja.
You did it again.
Alex Pereira.
Yes.
Moving up from middleweight to light heavyweight to defeat the man who defeated his mentor, his brother, in Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill in a super fight. Pereira probably only has a few more weight cuts to 185, right? Then he's going to want to move up. If there was a 95, he would love there to be a 95 division. But
now, I'm so glad you brought up this theory because we are in a little bit of a conundrum in this light heavyweight division, right? Mm-hmm. You had the draw with Jan Blachowicz in Ankalaev. Ankalaev's got a knee injury. Jan's kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to be there or not. And then the UFC looks at this and they go, how can we make the most money?
Mm-hmm.
And what is a perfect scenario? Oh, Alex Pereira moves up to light heavyweight and fights Jamal Hill. And who wouldn't want to see that fight? A kickboxing savage like Alex Pereira, who should
one of the greatest combat sports athletes ever, probably one of the greatest strikers ever, probably in any sport. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, that would be an awesome fight. And I know Jamal Hill just won the belt and he hasn't defended it yet, but I don't care. I would still love that fight. And I think that's the best fight you actually could make in this light heavyweight division right now, especially with John, obviously at heavyweight. So I love that. I would love if the UFC made that fight. And I know, Israel Adesanya deserves that rematch unquestionably. But if Izzy's not ready in the next 4 months, you could do that. And I guarantee Pereira would move up to take that fight.
Oh, yeah. And W, shout out to you, my guy. Alex Pereira is taking the 205 belt off whoever has at the end of the year. He's faster, bigger, and hits harder than everyone at 205.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Greg Long, shout out to you, my guy. I believe Alex moves up after he loses to Izzy in the rematch. Izzy's going to take that fight first. We all know that that's the fight to make first. You got to do Izzy. You got to do Alex in the rematch. And then, if Jamal's taking his time off, he says he wants to wait till summer to see if that's long enough for Jerry to come back. We'll see. Jerry posted a video last night saying, I'm coming. I'm coming. He screamed into the fucking camera, and it was scary. I cried a little.
Yeah, I just
maybe peed just a bit.
Did you see what I sent you? I DM'd you, Mason, last night with that video.
Mm-mm.
You have to look at it.
Okay, I'll look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But so who knows if he has to wait and Alex goes, fuck it, why not? Let's do it. Maybe Izzy needs some time or something like that, or he fights Izzy, and regardless, win or lose, who gives a shit? Alex can move up and fight him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's a champion in one division. Why not get a title shot together?
Why not?
I love it.
But especially if he goes out there and beats Izzy again.
Mm-hmm.
God, that'd be the biggest. And then, while he's fighting Izzy again, let's say if he does hypothetically win that fight, still a very, very tough matchup. Izzy almost had him in that first round. But if he can get past Izzy again, and then you got Jamal Hill, maybe he defends his belt one time. Maybe it is against Jan Blachowicz. Mm-hmm. And then if he can do that, then man, that is the fight to make. That would be one of the biggest fights of 2023, unquestionably, if they get that done.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Ant one more time. Jerry's an athletic freak. It's not going to take him as long to come back as they first thought. He'll fight this year. Man,
that's a hot take. So. I don't know. I mean, I would love to see that. I'd love it.
But I want him to take all the time in the world he needs. I want a 110% Jiri Prochazka going back into the octagon, especially if it's against Jamal Hill, because that matchup right there, I think I want to see that matchup more than I want to see Alex Pereira move on.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Take your time, Jerry. Get healthy. We know you're savage. You're a killer, but we want to see you at 100%. Yeah. I totally agree with Tabor here. I would much rather not see him fight in 2023 and be 100% healthy than, dealing with that shoulder injury. And then maybe we have a TJ Dillashaw, situation where it's popping out all the time and it's never the same. So yes, please get better, Jerry. And your time will come.
Absolutely. Let's move on to Church Coin. Let's round this up. You have anything else to say about
I'm sorry, what coin?
I mean, is it
OC?
You mean
it's Octagon Coin?
Octo Coin?
Octo Coin?
I hate that name. It's
Look,
terrible.
The fans voted, man.
I know they voted. You guys chose it. So shout out to you guys.
But we will do another poll later on until we get the name that we want.
Yeah, it's rigged.
It's rigged.
Yeah.
There were only 8 votes.
You got anything to say about Jamal Hill and Glover before we move on?
No. I mean,
good.
Outside of thank you so much, Glover, for all the incredible fights, and congratulations to the new undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Jamal Hill. Beautiful story thus far. Cannot wait to follow the rest of your career.
All right, let's move on to Octagon Coin picks. We both made changes in our picks for the main event, literally right before the fight started.
Second, yeah.
You took Glover for 1,000. I took Hill for 3,000. We literally flip-flopped. We kept the same amount of coins on there, but I had Glover and you had Hill. We switched. So I hit on that Hill 3,000 coins. He was a favorite by like a -120 or something like that, or 170. That gave me a return of 2,500 Octagon coins. My prop bet was Hill KO 500 coins. Did not hit on that one.
Yeah, I put 1,000 on Glover. Last second switch. Lost that, and then my prop was Hill KO. Lost that as well.
All right, let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. We have Davison Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. 4 ended after the second round, coming in, or was it the third? Was it the third round? After the third round, doctor stoppage, TKO. His eye was swollen shut after a controversial punch. A lot of people were saying it was an eye poke. It was not an eye poke. It was a fairly obviously clean punch to me. It was just awkward landing and placement with the head movement there. His knuckle of his thumb, when he had his fist balled up, went straight into the eye, swollen shut, also gave him a cut on it. And, he was trying. Doctor was covering his other eye. How many fingers am I holding up? Dude, you could tell just by looking at him. He can't see how many fucking fingers you're holding up.
There's no way. There is
it's
no
literally
way.
swollen shut. Like it's not opening even to let us. Like, do you have to do that, Doc?
Yeah.
Like, do you have to? I just thought that was
Is that
weird.
really necessary?
Necessary.
Necessary because
And
we
I-
can all see it's swelling up like a balloon.
Yeah. And I love Bisping's tweet. I forgot what it was word for word, but it's like, it seems legit. Definitely can't see out of that. He's like, definitely can't fight with only one eye.
I love
Yeah,
Bisping.
I love
He's so
Bisping.
funny,
Fucking
man.
savage,
It's just
dude.
right on the money. It's
Yeah.
just right on the money. It's
Yeah,
so good.
Do you agree with the doctor stoppage? Should they have let him continue? Should they have let him fight? I think that's what the
Ooh.
Brazilian fans were so mad about.
Yeah, they were pretty pissed off after that fight, and the night only got worse for them after that fight. But I mean, the thing is, if the eye is so swollen that the guy can't see, I mean, imagine closing your eye right now.
Mhm.
My vision is so limited with only one eye. I can't obviously see half of this side. So yeah, I do. If a fighter can't see out of his eye, I understand why there are doctor stoppages. You got to protect the fighters at the end of the day. And if the guy can't see, he's not going to see that right hook coming or whatever eye it was. Might have been a left hook. Who knows? He's not going to see that coming. And that could be really bad news and could ruin a fighter's career if he gets viciously KO'd by a head kick or something. So I am okay with that stoppage. It sucks. And it's not something I like to see or want to see, but I think it is necessary for the protection of the fighters.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now that that's out of the way, we got to talk about Brandon Moreno because literally was clearly winning every single one of those exchanges on the feet. He was outclassing Figueiredo on the feet. Once again, it was another master class performance from Moreno. We saw this in the second fight. Remember, he completely dominated Figgy and then took him down on the ground, submitted him. This time, he completely dominated Figgy and made him unable to continue on in the match. Got the finish that way. Absolutely incredible. Brandon Moreno might be the best flyweight in the world, period. He might be, I'm not going to say he's the go-to flyweight. Obviously, you have Mighty Mouse. He's going to have to do a lot of work to get up to that level.
Oh, yeah.
But if there's a fighter in the flyweight division that can maybe get to that level, I think it's Brandon Moreno right now. He is, in my opinion, just like levels above the rest of the competition.
Yeah.
Levels.
Yeah, I mean, and he's fought in the best of the best, even for that IC belt, he fight Kai Kara France and looked awesome in that fight, man. Like just a really phenomenal performance. And then he goes out there against Figgy and dominates all 3 rounds. I mean, we all had Moreno 3-0 at the end of that 3rd round. I don't see anyone in this division competing with him on a significant level where, obviously you got a puncher's chance. Anything can happen. A fight's a fight, but man, Moreno is so good. And he only continues to improve. And on the side of Davidson Figueiredo, I'm actually really excited that he's moving up. He kind of scared me, first off, because, he's in the middle of the octagon. His gloves are off. And I'm thinking, what the hell? He's going to retire. He just told us he was going to move up to bantamweight. Well, in fact, miscommunication. He actually is moving up to bantamweight. He's still going to be fighting, but I think that will serve him far better than him in the flyweight division. I really do believe that Figgy was too depleted at flyweight, and I think those weight cuts were way too hard for him. I really think he's going to perform very well at the bantamweight division. I know there are some people in the chats that are saying he's not going to, but I disagree. Figueiredo is a massive flyweight, and I think he will do just fine at bantamweight.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
I think so. I think, I'm kind of glad he didn't win this fight because if he did win and then immediately moved up to 135, it'd throw another wrench into 135. That fucking division's already logjam as it is. And I don't like that matchup between him and Aljo. I'm going to be honest. Aljo's a 145er. He's going to be a 145 one day. I truly believe before his career is over. Yeah. He's a big guy. There are a lot of huge guys that are cutting to bantamweight. So I don't know if Figgy's going to, I think Figgy's a top 5 bantamweight without a doubt.
Yes.
Is he a championship level guy? I just don't know. I don't like him in that matchup versus Aljo. I think Aljo completely outclasses Figgy on the ground, but I'd love to see it. You never know. Figgy's going to have a lot of success at bantamweight. Shout out to the chats. Greg Long says, I think Brandon is going to have more success at bantamweight than Figgy if he ever moved up. I would agree with that, but I think Brandon, I think it's easier for him to make 125 than it would be Figgy. Like Figgy looks like death. And I know Brandon doesn't look that good on the scale either, but he doesn't seem like he needs to move up to 135 where this Figgy, he does. And to be also said, Pantoja has a good chance of beating him again, talking about Brandon. Yeah. So did you see that altercation? Did you see that altercation in the back? Pantoja was there. So Pantoja was there, walks up to Brandon Moreno. It's all hugs. It's all nice. It's all cordial, really respectful. And then he goes, congratulations on the champ. So when's our next fight? Next 2 months? And Brandon's like, what? He's like, so when are we fighting? Next 2 months, 3 months? Like, I'm ready to go. Let's fight. Let's go. Let's do this. He goes, dude, I just defended my fucking belt. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
give me a
he
day.
just kept on telling him. He's like, I don't know, man. I need to do something. And then Pantoja got a little more aggressive about it. Like, dude, when are we fighting and stuff like that? So it was a little awkward altercation. UFC stepped in, ended it.
Yeah, I mean, give the man at
give the
least
guy a couple
24
hours,
to
yeah.
celebrate his victory of winning back the belt. I mean, goodness, great. The official belt. Yes, he had the IC belt, but the official undisputed belt. I mean, goodness gracious, relax, Pantoja. You're going to get the fight, man. I mean, who else is there? Who else is there? He's number 2. Brandon Moreno just beat number 3, Kai Kara France. So Pantoja, just relax, pal. You're going to get the shot next. Goodness gracious.
yeah, very awkward there. Very awkward.
Yeah, that's super awkward.
Yeah. A lot of the chats are saying Figgy's too small for 135. Got right here, and W Figgy's too small for 135. Dudes all at the top of 135 are huge compared to him. Aljo, Corey San, Cheeto. Very true. Yeah, he's gonna have a size disadvantage there at 135. So good luck to him. I think he'll be successful there, but I mean, it's gonna be a lot tougher matchups than what he's had here at flyweight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they will be tough matchups, but to say that Figueiredo couldn't compete against, the top 10, that's kind of where I'm sitting him at.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of really good top 10 fights.
And saying Figgy couldn't beat Umar Nurmagomedov right now. That's a fucking
well, I mean,
I don't know if there's a lot of bantamweights you could say that about right now.
Yeah, well, watch that guy, okay? Because his ascension in this division is going to be very quick.
Yeah, he's good. Really good.
Very good.
Shout out to Brandon Moreno, masterclass performance. Cannot wait to see him and Pantoja fight one day. I'd love to see that rematch. I think that's the next fight to make, and I think Pantoja and Brandon both know it. So very excited for that. Shout out to Figgy as well. Can't wait to see what he can do at 135. What do we do with Figgy next? Obviously, he is moving up to 135. Who's a fight you want to see him make his debut against?
Well, here's the thing. The bantamweight division, we talk about this all the time, but holy shit, this might be the most stacked division in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. I mean, you look at this, you go all the way down to number 15, and it's Jack Shore, who has lost one time in his career. Like, this is no joke. I mean, we got Ricky Simone at 10. Ricky Simone is an elite fighter in this division, and he's number 10 right now. Corey Sandhagen, Marlon Vera, Rob Font. So to answer your question, who do I want to see him fight first? Adrian Yanez. There you go. That's a
great fight.
It's a great fight, but it's a very, very tough fight because Yanez is no joke either.
You could do Song Yadong. I think Song Yadong's coming off that loss, right?
Yeah,
you can give him a top 10 guy.
You could do Yadong, but I don't know. I think that's a little too quick. I would like to see him fight top 15. Let's see how he does at bantamweight before we give him a killer like Song.
Who do you guys think Ricky's scheduled to fight in April?
Let me see.
Does it possibly be?
Yeah, because he did announce that on his Instagram. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, he beat Jack Shore last.
I didn't say that he said anyone. He just said he had a fight scheduled for April.
Yeah, it hasn't been announced yet.
Know. So we got Marab is fighting. Who is he fighting?
Marab is fighting Jan.
Marab is fighting Jan. O'Malley doesn't have a match. Vera's fighting Sandhagen. Dominic Cruz, I don't know if he's fighting. I don't know if Rob Font's fighting. So could Ricky be fighting Song Yadong, Pedro Munoz?
Pedro Munoz has got a fight against Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah, so maybe it is Dong. Song Yadong.
Song Yadong, Ricky Simone. That's a great fucking fight.
But even, you know what? I would love to see him fight Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, me too.
That's
Aunt W is calling for Figgy versus
Dominic
Cruz.
Man, he's got to be like number 6.
Well, I think we've been calling that for that fight for like 5 years for Ricky Simone. We just want to watch him fight Dominic Cruz.
He's in the top 10, man.
I know.
But also, I think he fought Rob Font before, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would also love to see that rematch.
Yeah.
If he could beat Rob Font, it would solidify himself as top 6, top 5.
Well, that was a good fight too.
Division.
That fight went decision, and that fight was all the way back in 2019. So you could do that rematch. It's been almost 4.
Ricky's
3 years now.
been killing it lately. So
yes, he has. I mean, since that fight, he's been on a
top 4 or 5. Can you believe that
win streak?
I remember 10 years ago when we were still training in the mall. Now he's top 10 in the UFC bantamweight division.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
Super cool.
And he's never coming on here, but I just
it'd be real cool if he did. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be the highlight of the year for sure.
Forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our lone local guy.
I know. Be pretty well. We could get Terrence McKinney too. He lives in Washington. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be in the mood right now.
Well,
but
yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
no,
that
I
was
hope
rough.
he's out for 6 months at least.
Yeah,
the
I hope he
minimum.
takes some time because I like Terrence McKinney a lot.
I'd like to see him
That
fight
bummed me
maybe
out.
International Fight Week. Do you think that would be a long enough time? July, about 6-7 months.
I would prefer like October for Terrence. That dude, that knee
was nasty.
rough, man. And it was the side of the head. It was just perfectly timed. Yeah, I'd like to see Terrence McKinney take some time.
I just
off.
don't think he's going to wait that long.
I know, but he's so young and he's got so much promise. Like
Like
just
he's
take your
not
time,
like he's
man.
1 and 2 in the UFC. I mean, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that so is what Chandler 1 and 2, 1 and 3.
Mhm.
I mean, it is what it is. He's
Yeah.
still an elite performer.
Yeah,
so
he is.
I would love to have Terrence on here.
All right. What yeah,
Beautiful.
but
Let's
anyway,
get into coins.
yeah, let's get into it. Yeah.
All right. So shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Figgy. Absolutely
Love it.
fantastic
You get
matchup.
on.
Once again, I could watch these guys fight 5 times. I'd love to see him fight at 135 too. Why not? Fuck it. But yeah, shout out to both those men. I had 2,000 octagon coin on Brandon Moreno. He was a minus 105. It was a pick'em fight. It was very close betting line.
Very close.
A minus 105. Give me a return of 1,904 coins there.
I went 4,000 octagon coins on Brandon Moreno, got a return of 3,809 OC coins. Yeah. Shout out to Brandon.
Shout out to Brandon.
win.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's move on to the next matchup. We had Gilbert Burns coming at the heavy favorite at a minus 410 against Neil Magny, and he just went in there and completely manhandled Magny. It was like super slow at first. Took like 45 seconds for either man to get a strike in, but I mean, the second Gilbert had a hand on Neil, it was over. He drug him down to the ground. He dominated there in his top pressure. He completely outclassed him on the ground in terms of control and in terms of jiu-jitsu, and fucking just got that head and arm choke, and it was over. That arm triangle, what was it? Was it a head and arm or was it an arm triangle? It was disgusting, whatever it was.
Yeah, dude, it was
was
nasty.
tight.
It was nasty. But dude, I mean, you know, this fight did go how I expected it to go. And that's no disrespect to Neil because I love Neil Magny. But bro, Gilbert Burns is on another level.
That jiu-jitsu, I don't understand why he doesn't use it more. It's so good. It's like the best part of his game.
Yeah.
Yet he goes out there and bangs with guys. Like, if he would have tried taking Hamzat down, I know it's Hamzat.
Yeah.
It's Hamzat. But like, if he was on top of Hamzat, like, you can't tell me he couldn't submit him. He's like a world-class champion, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yes. I know. Well, remember when that fight happened, we were all shocked. We were like, Gilbert didn't try even really to take him down or anything that whole fight. He just wanted to stand and bang. But I agree. That fight could have went a lot different had Gilbert really tried to implement that jiu-jitsu, but he didn't for whatever reason, but he sure did here against Neil Magny, and it paid off. Very, very fast submission. Gilbert, of course, looked phenomenal as always.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what he could do, because if like this Gilbert's dangerous. Like, we all know the striking Gilbert has is absolutely fantastic as well. He's got great hands and he's got knockout power and blah, blah, blah. But it's his jiu-jitsu that's his bread and butter. I want to see more of his jiu-jitsu because this is such a wrestling and grappling heavy division. If he goes out there and does that to those guys, he can without a doubt get himself into title contention. Like, when we knew that Gilbert Burns was going to be fighting Usman the first time, that's what I was most excited for, to see what Usman could do with that high level of a black belt on the ground. And we never saw it. I hope we see more of this ground game from Gilbert Burns because it really is the best part of his game, in my opinion.
It really is. And we got the big news of who Gilbert Burns called out, and he called out the one and only Colby Chaos Covington. Yeah. But man, I love that call out. I think it's a great call out. And that's a fight I would absolutely love to see. Colby Covington versus Gilbert Burns. Sign me the fook up for that one.
Yeah. And I am glad Burns called out Colby. Colby gets too much credit for losing close to Kamaru Usman. People ignore he hasn't beat any contenders. Hamzat and Berth are both bad matchups for him. He will avoid them. Really?
Well,
you think he's going to avoid Gilbert Burns? I think if I had two options and I was Colby Covington, I had Gilbert Burns and Hamzat Chimaev. I'm saying yes to Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if
that.
I'd fucking say yes to Hamzat.
I know, but the thing is, I mean, both of them are killers. And that fight between them, Chimaev and Burns, was phenomenal.
Incredible.
Really, really good. We got to see where Chimaev truly was in this division, and just the grit determination of Burns making it a dogfight. I like either one of those matchups for Colby Covington, but Colby's got to fight eventually.
He's got to fight somebody.
He's got to fight someone. He's got to fight a top contender. I mean, if he ever wants another shot at the belt, he can't just sit around and wait for years on end. So, yeah, sign me up for either one of those. My question is, who is Bilal Muhammad fighting next? After
I
that
think
Sean Brady
he
win.
said, I don't know if you saw him on Rogan this week.
I haven't. No, I only watched clips so far, and I was really bummed that I didn't get to listen to that.
I
at
think,
work.
well, he's
I will
talking
this week though.
not quite a bit, but he's just talking about how he hates Colby. So I think that's what he's looking for next.
Okay. But see, that's kind of the issue right now in this division is you can't really do Bilal versus Colby for the simple fact of you're not going to do a repeat of Chimaev and Burns, right? And then you got Wonder Boy at 6, but that's kind of irrelevant right now. So you kind of have to do Bilal Muhammad versus either Hamzat Chimaev or Gilbert Burns.
He was also calling for the Hamzat fight for a while, and then they gave him the Wonder Boy fight, and he said he didn't want that, but he took it anyway.
But of course, Bilal's calling out Hamzat because the guy will call out the best of the best in the division. He has had the hardest path to being in the top 5 in this division. I got a ton of respect for. I think
we'll see actually is Burns versus Colby, and then Bilal versus Hamzat.
Yeah,
is how it'll pan out.
I think so too.
And then
because Bilal, of course, will have the hardest road to a title shot.
And then either Bilal will get the shot after that, or he'll fight whoever was the winner between Colby and Burns.
Yeah, no,
for number 1 contender, and then get the shot.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you here. I don't care how fantastic that Colby Covington Gilbert Burns fight is. I don't care if it's fight of the year. If Bilal Muhammad goes out there and beats Hamzat Chimaev after everything he has already done in this welterweight division, Bilal deserves an extra.
If Hamzat makes weight.
Yeah, if Hamzat makes weight. Yeah, that's also a factor.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very excited in this 170. I love this 170 division. I love it. Burns said, if not Colby, he wants Bilal. Listen, man, like I guess he's been saying Bilal's been ducking him. Bilal's been like, what are you talking about, dude?
Bilal doesn't duck anyone. He's calling out Hamzat Chimaev.
I think I wouldn't be shocked if you end up seeing Bilal. And I think the UFC really wants to make Hamzat Colby. It isn't happening for this London card, apparently. But they really want to make that. I think that's what they're going to be pushing for. And I wouldn't be shocked if you see Burns and Bilal fight.
I think that's going to be the fight that's going to happen, even though I don't know if that should happen. I think it has to be Hamzat Colby. But I think we're going to see Burns, Bilal, and then winner probably gets the next title shot because Colby's just chilling. And they brought up an interesting, thing I didn't think about is I think that legal stuff with Colby and
Jorge Masvidal.
Is still going on. So if he's claiming, injury and all that, and then he can't really fight legally or something like that, because then be like, so then you're not that injured.
Yeah,
that's why we haven't seen Colby's good speculation. Yeah, so then
that's good.
If that's the case and he has to wait for all that to get settled, however long that is, then really we have to eliminate Colby from talks, and it's just Chimaev. So whoever beats Chimaev gets next shot, whether that's Bilal or Burns.
And I think we'll see Burns versus Bilal versus Hamzat before we see Burns versus Hamzat, even though I think that's the better fight to make for the rematch, because that did get fight of the night and was contender for fight of the year.
Yeah.
So I think they could sell it either way. I think Burns versus Chimaev sells better, but UFC, if they wanted to do purist, then you do Bilal versus Chimaev.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point with the whole Colby lawsuit too, which if I had any advice for Colby, I understand what Jorge Masvidal did to you was completely fucked up and he should not have done it, but just drop the suit and start fighting again.
And W
for all of us,
And W said they all better start getting booked before Shavkat wins in March. They're going to start getting offered him. Yes, Shavkat's going to beat Jeff Neal in March. It's going to happen. Dude, it's only a matter of time. He's going to beat Hands of Steel, baby. He might knock him out. Shavkat's that fucking good. He's scary.
The most underrated fighder in
he could be the next champion of this division easily. I think him versus Hamzat. If you made Shavkat versus Hamzat, I'm telling you right now, I don't know who wins that fight off the top of my head.
Well, it was wild. I was high on Shavkat Rakhmonov a year and a half ago, dude. This guy just is a killer. He decimates everyone that steps in his path. And I agree with you. I'm taking Shavkat in that fight, hands down.
Him and Hamzat or Jeff Neal?
Jeff Neal.
Okay, yeah, me too. Yeah, you don't want to be getting offered that guy, okay? Because once that guy's name gets in the mix, you're all on fucking notice. Watch out. Yeah. All right, let's move on to coins because we've been talking about this welterweight division for a minute now. So I put 410 coins on Gilbert. I was just going for that easy 100 return, and that's what I did. So Mason, you did the exact same bet.
Yes, I did.
410 coins on Burns 100 return there. Let's move on to the next matchup. We had Lauren Murphy and Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade completely outclassing Lauren Murphy there. I think she got multiple 10-8 rounds. Crazy. Another domination from start to finish. It was a completely one-sided fight. Jessica Andrade was blasting Lauren Murphy, and another one where toughness was on display with Lauren Murphy because the way she was able to take those shots from that savage and Jessica Andrade was absolutely incredible.
That's the thing, man. I mean, Lauren Murphy may have lost that fight badly, but you cannot take away her warrior spirit, man. Oh my goodness, that was so. It's weird to say it's impressive, but like when you see someone who just refuses to give up, it is like inspiring in a way. And that's what Lauren Murphy did, because Jessica Andrade was on fire last night, dude. Landing everything at will, landed way over 200 significant strikes over the course of 3 rounds. It was a masterclass performance. But again, Lauren Murphy, you know, it's one of those things that's real tough for her because she's been hanging around that top, that top 5, top 6, and she's still an elite fighter. But man, Andrade just looked that much better than her, dude. I mean, she was on. You could not have asked for a better fight or a better performance on the side of Andrade. The problem is now it's like, what do we do with Jessica?
She fights the winner of the title fight next. Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
like they got Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko is official now. So, I mean, Jessica Andrade is in the mix with that victory. Like, she could fight Kagan again, who she already beat. She could fight Santos again.
I think I'd like to watch her fight Santos.
Have they fought Santos before? Has she fought Santos?
No, she is not.
I think that's the fight.
Talia Santos? No, she is not.
But also, I think Talia's looking for a fight because it's been a while since we've seen her. So she might fight.
You could do her and Andrade.
Yeah. Or I guess you could do Manon. I guess. I don't know.
I feel like Santos had a fight announced. Did she not?
I think maybe it got canceled is what it was.
Okay. But yeah, no, I love that fight. Yeah, let's do that one for sure. Unquestionably. I mean, she is top 4 right now in this flyweight division. So
why not?
Yeah.
Has Chukagian fought Fiat yet?
I think so. And I think she lost.
Yeah, I think so. You do Santos.
Yeah, that was her last fight. And
you do Santos Fiat, and then you do Murphy, Chukagian, I guess, and then Grasso versus Shevchenko. I don't really see any other way it could.
So Santos does have a fight. She's fighting Erin Blanchfield on
That's
February.
That's right, Erin Blanchfield. That was the fight. And dude,
Erin Blanchfield's the next champ. I'm just gonna call it now.
Bro, Erin Blanchfield
the next
is
champ.
A savage. Oh my goodness, dude! I cannot wait to watch her rise up in the rankings and fight for the belt because
she's fighting Santos.
Is incredible.
Yep, she's fighting. She's on a 7-fight win streak, 10-1. Knocked out Molly McCann.
That's crazy. She's fighting. She's number 10 and she's fighting number 2. Honestly, if she wins, just give her the title shot.
I agree. Fresh new blood, and she is
savage.
Awesome.
Killer, man.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah, so the winner of that fight could fight Andrade and then get a title shot. Or Furiat. I mean, Furiat's in line too, so I don't know. It's a super interesting division right now. I love the new names.
I know, but I am so excited for that fight. That fight's February 18th.
We're really
Santos versus Blanchfield
with the strawweight and flyweight divisions. I think
we really are. Yeah, they're great divisions. And then you have Amanda Nunes just dominating everything.
They literally got rid of. Oh wait, no, yeah. There's no rankings in featherweight.
There's no rankings. No, there haven't been in like 4 years. But she still holds the belt. That's fine with me. Whatever.
Juliana Pena is still number 1. Does she fight Raquel Pennington next?
No, I think you got to give Pennington the rematch with Amanda. Just let her fight her again
5 times. Why not?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that's kind of where we're at. You know what I mean? In that division, it's just like everyone's trying to.
I think you should do Pennington Pena, and then just say fuck it. Give Holly Holm the shot because I feel like she got robbed in that Vieira fight.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And just give Holly the shot, just one more shot, and then she can retire.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times is Holly going to fight Amanda too? But I guess they're all going to just keep fighting Amanda over.
When you're that dominant for years on end, you're going to be fighting the same people.
Yeah, but it's really hard to make the case of giving someone a title shot coming off a loss. I know it has happened before, with Jose Aldo and whatnot.
Hey,
but
Masvidal's going to get a title shot, I'm sure.
Stop it.
Stop it. Everyone says that's the fight to make because of the beef. It doesn't make sense to me, but it's going to happen if Leon wins. It's going to happen. They're going to do it in Florida.
Bro, they ain't doing that fight. They're not doing that fight. You cannot justify. That would be as bad as like giving Conor a shot.
That's going to happen.
No, it won't.
Hey,
I'll bet you on it.
Look me in my
I'll
eyes.
bet you on it.
Well,
I'll bet you
historically, you don't do very well with bets.
Well, yeah, that's shoey. I'll bet you shoey on it.
I don't drink.
Okay, I'll bet you $5.
All right, I
All
see
right.
$5 over there. So
There we go.
I'll just take
Perfect.
that.
Because trust me, that fight's not happening. There's no
All
way.
right, let's move on to coin picks. I put 500 church coin, or I mean octagon coin on Murphy. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. I'm gonna call him church coin for a while. I'm so used to it. 500 coin on Murphy did not work out for me.
Yeah, I put 500 on Andrade. Got a return of 100 OC.
Okay, let's talk about the opening fight of the main card. Paul Craig, Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker went out there, completely dominated Just fucked him up.
Yeah, he did.
Just fucked him up. It was
Yeah,
nice.
he did.
It was nice
Yeah.
to see.
I mean, Johnny Walker kind of resurgence in his career right now. I mean, he has looked good as of late. I mean, and taking out a very, very tough guy like Paul Craig in the first round on top of that. I mean, wow. Okay. You know, it was very, very unfortunate for him, you know, when he got knocked out by Jamal Hill, a year and a half, 2 years ago. But since then, he's looked really good. I'm excited. Who do we match him up, you know, coming off that win?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, he was number 12.
Anthony
Paul Craig was
Smith?
9.
Anthony Smith, Johnny Walker.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Johnny Walker beat number 9. Anthony Smith sitting at number 6. Rakic is out with a knee injury still. I don't know when he's coming back, unless he already has a fight. Let me see. Nope, he does not have a fight. His last fight was against, Jan Blachowicz, and his knee blew out, so he's coming off a loss. You do Smith, you could do Rakic, you could do Glover. No, I'm just joking. I don't know, dude. It's rough. Like, you could do fucking Jan. You could do him and Jan. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of names. I like the Nikita Krylov for him, though. I think that's probably the one that I would like to see.
Okay.
Because Krylov's coming off that win against Ozdemir. So I think they match up well.
Yeah. Anthony Smith wants to fight in March. I'm sure Johnny Walker's probably going to want to fight maybe March, June, July, around there, April.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe May. Anthony Smith wants to fight sooner, so he's ready. He wanted that Jamal Hill fight. He was really upset that didn't happen. I think he said he was personally watching that Paul Craig Johnny Walker fight, and he would love to fight Johnny Walker next. And I think that's a great matchup because I don't know what's going on with Jan. I don't know what's going on with Ankalaev, and we definitely don't know what's going on with Rakic either. So I guess only time will tell. This division's kind of weird right now. We'll just have to wait and see.
It is a weird division, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Let's move on to coins. So my octagon coin pick was Paul Craig. I really thought the jiu-jitsu was going to show out. I thought he was going to go submit Johnny Walker. It did not happen. I lost 500 coins on that one.
Yowza. I put 500 church coin on Walker. I put 335 church coin on Walker. Got a return of 197 church coin.
All right, let's move on to the main event of the prelims, the premier prelim fight. We had the retirement fight of Mauricio Shogun Ua versus Ior Pretoria. I mean, there was a lot of disrespect thrown from the MMA community, from this podcast, from the fans, towards this fight, towards Shogun in general. And it was unfortunate because this man is a fucking legend.
He's a legend.
He's a Hall of Famer. The fights that he has given us in the past, pride, like just the amount of content this man has single-handedly given us is absolutely incredible. This career he has had is absolutely incredible. I just wish it didn't end in this way. We all knew it was coming. This was we were calling it a Frankie Edgar moment because, like, you don't want to get Frankie Edgar. Like, getting Frankie Edgar is now a thing forever. Like, the UFC just puts these old legends out to pasture, and it's unfortunate. I don't like seeing it, but it kind of is what it is. The UFC's got to strike with these legends while they can. And, if they want to try to build this Pretoria guy off of Shogun, they're going to do it.
And again, everyone's got a choice at the end of the day. Like, you can't literally hold someone back if they want to do something. But it was very unfortunate. And I did see this fight going this way. But again, as you brought up, man, I mean, Mauricio Shogun Rua is a legend of the sport, Hall of Famer. The Pride Days, incredible. And like, we appreciate everything he did. And we do joke around on the podcast, but obviously they're jokes. We do hold Shogun in high regard. I mean, some of the best moments in UFC history were at his disposal, especially knocking out Lyoto Machida the way that he did. Really great moments. Former champion. Ior Pretoria went out there and knocked him out in the first round, doing, what I thought he was going to do. And for that reason, for the rest of my OC coins, I went all in. which was 3,005 church coin. I got a return of 1,430 church coin.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Pretoria could do. I mean, he's a young upcoming savage from Ukraine, so he's got a lot of hype behind his name right now, especially knocking out a guy like Shogun. I remember that's how Anthony Smith rose the ranks, knocking out Shogun. Shogun was still ranked back then, but so I mean, this could be good for Pretoria in his career. So I'm excited to see what he could do. Shout out to Shogun, just fucking legend. I cannot wait to see what he does with his retirement. I'm sure he's going to be a coach or something. He'll be very successful outside of the UFC, I believe. I just wish it was sooner. It feels a little too late with some of these legends.
I agree.
But shout out to Shogun. Yeah, I did put church coin or octagon coin on Pretoria. I put 500 on him, gave me a return of 238 coins. Let's move on to parlays, Mason. I had a 3-fight parlay this week. I did not change my parlay because I feel like you can't change parlays once the card starts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
If I could, I would have put it to Hill, but I had Glover, Moreno, Burns for 1,000 coins. I did not hit on that because Glover obviously lost.
My parlay was Burns, Andrade, Pretoria, and Moreno for 500 church coin. I got a return of 1,600 octagon coin. I got a return of 1,651 OC.
All right. New totals coming in after this week. There is no show next week, so we will not be doing bets today, but we will come into this next week's or next 2 weeks later. That's next card with our new totals. So I have a new total. I gained 2,742 coins. So now I have a new total of 12,742 octagon coins total.
I gained 6,037 octagon coins, got a return. Now I have 16,037 OCs.
Let's move on to MMA news. No transition music once again. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're gonna get new bumpers. Yeah. We're gonna get new bumpers.
Yeah, we will. We'll get them.
That's definitely happening, guys. But let's move on to the first little bit of MMA news. So it was announced last night. There was a lot of stuff about Jose Aldo the last few weeks. We were like, oh, is he getting inducted to the Hall of Fame? Turns out he wasn't. Now it was announced last night on the card. He is being inducted into the Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, as he deserves. Of course, it's Jose Aldo. Just retired. He's going to be making a professional boxing fight debut here this next year, they say. But shout out to Jose. Deserves. I can't wait to hear his speech. It's going to be incredible. He was very emotional last night in front of Brazil, as it should be.
It could not have been a better retirement, or excuse me, retirement, yes, but not a better induction into the Hall of Fame than to have him in his home country in Brazil to be cheered on by adoring fans. What a legend, what a career. I mean, from the WEC days to the UFC days and just being a dominant champion for so many years, still one of the best featherweights to ever do it. Just awesome. I'm so happy for Jose Aldo and everything that he did. And as a fan, thank you so much for all the great memories and all the great fights that you put on over the course of your career, Jose. Enjoy retirement and enjoy being a Hall of Famer for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jose.
Shout out to Jose Aldo.
All right, let's move on to other MMA news. It was announced that Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili is set for main event on March 11th.
Let's go.
Absolutely incredible. I believe so. This is how March is going. I think it's John Jones, Cyril Gahn, and possibly Amanda Nunes, Amanda Nunes, what's her name? Aldana on that card.
Yep.
And then coming in the next week, Petr Yan, Merab Dvalishvili is the main event. And then the week after that, I believe, is what's the next March pay-per-view? Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman 2,
right,
the rematch
18th.
With Rafael Fiziev versus Justin Gaethje is the co-main there in London. March is going to be good.
It's going to be great. Dude. It's going to be great. But let's talk about this one. Petr Yan versus Merab Dvalishvili, March 11th. March is stacked, as you just said. But this was the fight to make. This absolutely was. I am so thrilled that Merab is getting someone like Petr Yan.
1 sec. Did you say what's the next pay-per-view? That would be the Makhachev.
No. Because there's 2 in March,
Got
which is weird. They don't normally do that, but
Jones and Gahn and Edwards and Usman.
And then Edwards and Usman. Is that the 4th and 18th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Yan Dvalishvili is March 11th.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness, March is going to be phenomenal. But yeah, this is a fight I am very excited for. Asterisk this fight could be one of the fights of the year too, and it's a main event, so it's over the course of 5 rounds. Does it get any better than this in this division, Tabor? I mean, this matchup.
Maybe
Really?
You could have done Sugar Sean and Merab or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused by this matchup, to be honest, because I didn't think they would give Merab a top contender because he isn't going to fight Aljamain Sterling, So why give him a number 1 contender fight? Is this a number 1 contender fight? maybe not, because Jan's coming off of 2 losses now.
But the thing is we know Aljamain Sterling has got so many options right now that Merab can fight Petr Yan. I mean, let's think about it.
True. He's got Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's got
you've
Cheeto
got
Vera.
Triple C. You've got Cheeto Vera. So there are so many contenders right now at bantamweight that you can give him a Petr Yan coming off a loss, right? Because even if he does go out there and beat Petr Yan, former champion,
he doesn't jump Sugar Sean.
Yeah, he doesn't jump Sugar. He doesn't jump Triple C, and he doesn't jump Vera. Do I think he deserves a title shot? Absolutely. But if it's his friend, he's not going to fight him. So it is what it is, right?
Then lead the division. Like, you can't hold up. You're either going
to. That's the thing.
That's why he's taking this fight.
He's really not holding up the division because there are so many contenders right now. We're in a very unique situation.
Okay,
9 times out of 10,
let me reframe that. He can't complain about not getting fighting for a belt in or anything else if he's not going to fight. Then he has to leave the division. He has to know that he's going to get jumped then. And Dana, I'm pretty sure he's talked about it before in the press conferences. He's saying, like, it's not wise to not, like, why are you in the division then? Like, why are you fighting?
But what I will say on Merab's side is Merab has never complained about not getting a title shot because he understands the implications. He understands that his training partner and best friend is a fighter. So
should fight at 145 then.
Well, I think Sterling will inevitably bump up to 145.
He should. He looks big enough to be at 155, honestly.
I know. He's
huge. He's huge. His last fight, he was stacked. He probably walked around at 155.
Yeah,
he does.
If not more.
I'm sure he does.
No, he walks around closer. I listened
160.
to 165, 170. He's at 170 right now. Ray Longo, always on John Anik, Ken Florian's podcast.
I think he would have some success at lightweight. I think he should walk around at his natural weight, about 155. I mean, I guess, well, I don't know. Maybe one spy fighting at 145 wouldn't be great because that division's kind of fucking stacked right now.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, I don't see him beating Volk, to be honest. So, on the ground for sure. But how many people have tried to submit Volk and he
there
just
are
survived?
Some awesome matchups. If Sterling ever hypothetically went to featherweight, I mean, Yair Rodriguez would be an awesome matchup. Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. The jiu-jitsu we'd get, that'd be insane. The submission attempts, I think that'd be one of the best fights this year. So there are fights for him in the featherweight division if he ever does decide to bump up. But he's got 3 contenders right in front of him right now. And Merab taking this fight actually makes perfect sense in this bantamweight division. So I'm very, very excited about this.
Me too. I can't wait. Like on paper, just the matchup's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, Merab's fucking takedowns are incredible. He's going to be chaining takedowns nonstop against Pietro. Can Pietro stay off the ground? But even if Pietro can stop those those takedowns, and Merab's going to march at him.
Yeah,
he's going to march straight forward and he's going to throw hands in his face. Like, he's not going to stop. He's the Energizer Bunny. He's going to hit Yan with the pace that Yan usually hits people with in the later rounds.
Yeah,
but that's going to be from start to finish for 5 straight rounds with Merab. This is Merab's first main event, correct? I think so.
I
think this will be his first time going 5 rounds. Can Merab's cardio, the pace he puts on these guys over 3 rounds, hold up for 5? That's a big question. If Merab blitzkriegs Yan for the first 3 rounds and fades in 4 and 5, that's when Yan does his best work. This is a good fight.
Was that Dvalishvili versus Aldo? That was 3 rounds? That was 3 rounds. Yeah, so I don't think he's ever had a 5-round fight. Yeah. But yeah, I think, dude, if anyone's got the cardio, it's Merab Dvalishvili, man. I mean, this guy just never gives up. He's just constant in your face. And historically, too, Petr Yan is a slow starter. He doesn't, jump right out of the gate and get going. So if Merab can capitalize on that, take him down, get him tired in those first 2 rounds, I think he could find huge success in those championship rounds if that cardio, as you said, if that cardio holds up, which I do think it will. I think this is a phenomenal matchup. However, Petr Yan's no joke either. It's got a lot of power, so much power. And, if he lands a big shot on Merab, he could put Merab's lights out. I don't see that happening. I'm going with my guy, Merab Dvalishvili. But man, I love this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Can't wait to see what happens here in the future. All right, let's move on to other MMA news. We have more bantamweight news. Sugar Sean O'Malley is very frustrated on what's going on right here at the top of the bantamweight division. He recently did react to the announcement of Yan Merab. He also reacted to the comments made by Aljamain Sterling about how this Henry Cejudo fight isn't going to happen till summertime, maybe even late fall. He's taking all that time off, and Sugar Sean's very upset. He goes, dude, I'm ready now. I want to fight, make a interim championship fight with me versus Cejudo now, because Aljamain Sterling is wanting to wait What is your reaction to that?
Depending on how long Aljamain Sterling is out, I'm actually okay with an IC fight. However, I don't think it should be against Triple C. Now, would Triple C deserve to come back and get an immediate title shot? Well, yes. I mean, he's very, very dominant champ, two division champ as well, and never lost his belts. Just retired. So I understand that, but I don't want to see Triple C come back for an IC belt. I'd rather just see him come back and fight for the belt. With that said, the matchup that makes the most sense for this IC belt is Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera, doing that rematch, getting it out of the way. Cheeto is on a longer win streak than Sugar Sean O'Malley is, and that was Sugar Sean's one and only loss was against Cheeto. That's the matchup to make for the IC belt, and then the winner of that takes on Aljamain Sterling.
I agree 100%, but then you would have to do Aljamain Sterling versus the winner of the IC belt, not Henry Cejudo. So Henry Cejudo essentially would get put on the back burner even longer in that situation.
And unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and he left the division, and I know he's trying to come back. He can get a fight at the end of the year. I mean, if Aljamain Sterling's okay by summertime and you try to get this fight done in April, and then you do the Aljamain versus the IC winner in, I don't know, September, you could at the end of the year have, Triple C come back and fight. He's a champion too. He's got to get time to, get back in the testing pool, which he has for many months. I think he's cleared entirely now. I don't know. You are right. It does kind of, I hate to admit it, but yes, it does kind of clog it up a little bit, but I just don't know what else to do. I mean, what fight would you rather see? For Sugar Sean, would you rather see that Cheeto rematch or against Triple C?
Cheeto rematch.
Yeah. That's kind of where
I think it's much more competitive. Yeah, I agree with you.
And there's that history too, man. There's that history in that fight. I don't know. That's the one I want to see.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Sugar, just wait, man. Just wait. You're gonna get your title shot, man. Just gotta wait. And if you get offered a fight and you want to stay active, take it, because I think you're very competitive with all of these guys. So it is what it is, man. So yeah. All right, let's move on to the last little bit of MMA news. We did have another title fight. This one was added to UFC 285 as the co-main. We have Shevchenko and Grasso set for that. I believe UFC 285 is the John Jones Cyril Gane fight. We were hearing rumors that it could have been Amanda Nunes and Aldana on that fight as well. So if we have 3 title fights on that card, incredible.
Jeez, that'd be incredible. Wild.
Yeah,
that'd be insane.
What is confirmed as of right now is Gane, Jones, and Shevchenko, Grasso for the undisputed flyweight title. Did Alexandra Grasso deserve it? She jumped a few girls, but I mean, she has been on an absolutely incredible streak. She has looked fantastic. And this is the fight they made. Mason, are you happy with it?
Yeah. I mean, I just, at this point, Valentina Shevchenko has taken on everyone and has beaten everyone. So, yeah, I'm okay with it, getting some fresh blood. This was the fight that we were calling for a very long time in this division. She is jumping a couple girls. But again, let's look at the win streak that she is on after losing to Carla Esparza back in 2019. She beat Kim. She beat Barber. She beat Wood. She then went out and beat Araujo as well. So, I mean, she's on a good win streak here. And, she has not competed against Valentina Shevchenko. So I'm all for it.
Yep. Yes. Shevchenko, KO, or unanimous decision, 50-45. That's my.
And I don't blame you for picking that because it's the bullet, man. I mean, she's phenomenal.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
She is scary.
One of the greatest combat athletes ever, period.
I would not feel comfortable if we were in an elevator.
A literal assassin.
Yeah. I'd be looking for, I'd be in the corner. Very scared.
Very scary. That's it for our show, guys. Today, we made it an hour. We're super professional as always. Guys, there will not be a preview show. Obviously, there's no fight companion this weekend. We might just come in studio and fuck around a little bit.
Yeah,
so
I think
stay tuned on the Patreon.
Yes, the Patreon. Next week we'll probably do something fun for that because there is no, there's no fight, so no fight companion. So we'll probably try to do something cool. We're still coming up with it, but we'll figure it out for next week.
Guys, Patreon, tremendous digital network. That is the network encompassing all of our podcasts here at Tremendous Digital. Very excited for that Patreon. There's going to be a lot of content uploaded there. It's brand new. I think there's only a couple live streams that are there right now, a couple second service Patreon exclusive live streams that I've seen there. Stay tuned. If you are a member on this YouTube channel, so join our memberships as well. Get yourself to a black belt that eventually become a saint here. Our memberships as well are getting those Patreon exclusive podcasts. They're just you're going to get them first. You're going to get to join the live stream, watch them live on Patreon. And then within the next 48 to 72 hours after that, those will drop down for our members. But obviously, like, there's no chat. You can't talk with us. You can't be part of the show. You're not calling in. So if you want to be part of the show, you want to call into the show, you want to be on the show, you need to join our Patreon, guys. You need to join it. Tremendous Digital Network. I believe it is $8 a month for everything. You're going to get vlogs, live streams. We're going to do game nights. We're going to live stream game nights. You could play alongside of us. We're going to do Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer 40K, a bunch of nerdy shit. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So go to the Patreon, Tremendous Digital Network.
Yes, and that's the Patreon for all podcasts too. So Cash and I's podcast, Big Screen Boys, movie reviews and stuff. We're going to do watch-alongs as well. So we're going to be watching movies live and commentating on them. So it'll be a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff to eventually come on that, and we're going to be very consistent with it. And we do want to diversify. That's why we're doing the YouTube membership, but we're also going over to Patreon because we want to be able to have that so we don't get, if anything ever happens, we don't want to get completely kaputs. Bye. So,
Yeah, guys, I'm going to drop a link to the Patreon right now in the chats. Go join, subscribe, $8 a month. It really does help us out. All that money goes back in the show, guys. Like, we have brand new 4K cameras. We have all this brand new studio here, brand new equipment. It all costs money. That money gets put right back into the show, guys. As you can see, we're very excited for the future here. So go join our Patreon. I just dropped the link down there. Also, guys, go to our Rumble channel, our brand new channel here on Rumble. We need 25 followers / subscribers to be able to live stream on this brand new Rumble account. We're almost there. I believe we have 5 right now. So we need 20 more people, guys. Grab your mom's phone, your girlfriend's phone, your sister's phone, go to their Rumble, download Rumble on their app, create an account for them, and subscribe to the Pound for Pound MMA channel over there. I'm going to drop this link in the description as well. Make sure you guys go and follow that. We want to be live streaming there as soon as possible. Our old channel is still there. It has all the old content up. We're not going to be deleting that. But guys, we really do need to push this new Rumble. Once this new Rumble is able to live stream, not only is all the content going to get posted there, but we're all going to be doing all our live streams there as well. Go support our Rumble, guys. We really, really need you to do that. That's very important.
Please and thank you.
Thank you.
Also our TikTok.
Yep. TikTok as well. Yeah. I believe we have 300 followers on TikTok right now. Correct?
We need 700 more, yeah.
Yeah, because that would be huge for our channel, guys. If we could live stream on TikTok, that would be huge. So please go over there, follow our TikTok.
Yeah, go to all of our social media podcasts or accounts. P4P MMA Pod, all the same. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Follow, please, guys. We need to build this network up. We really do believe here that we want to build on YouTube, obviously, but we really do believe that all the other social media accounts are just as important. TikTok's the most important one. TikTok and Instagram, guys, go follow us there. We'd love to be able to go live on TikTok every single episode, every single Fight Companion. We need 1,000 followers over there to do that. We're at 300 right now. There will be content posted there daily. We're going to have YouTube Shorts, TikToks. Share all of that content on your social media accounts, guys. It really helps us grow. Sharing is caring. Not only share our shorts and TikToks or memes, share our live streams as well on your social media accounts, guys.
Yes.
That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Pound for Pound MMA podcast. My name is Mason Knight. That is Tabor Cragen. Devin Davis on the 1s and 2s. And until next time.
Peace.